Okay, well, ahead of the Easter half-term break next week, I'm pleased to say we're joined by Wanderers Director of Football, Jordan Clark, for another seasonal reflection on where we're at, all things academy, at the youth section of the football club, and beyond. So thanks again for joining us, Jordan. In terms of where we're at the minute, we're obviously on the verge of the Easter half-term break. But we're in that kind of exam period, exam sort of time, aren't we? Be it the mock exams for those doing the retakes, and then obviously those gearing up for the main exams at the end of the year with A levels and the BTEC coursework deadlines, that kind of thing. So just an update really on how we're looking on the education side of things.
Yeah, we're at the business end down of the academic year, so we've got obviously mock exams being conducted for the GCSEs, mock exams for the A levels, and from the results we're looking very positive. A lot of the mocks from last week, we're getting back positive results. A lot of the A level learners are projected to get their target grades and are looking to complete year 12 or their 2 years with us with positive grades. So that's always good. We've had a massive growth this year in terms of educationally. We've got more BTEC learners than ever. A-level learners have stayed steady, and with that comes challenges in terms of you need more facilities, you need more work experience opportunities, but the staff, the club, the sponsors, everyone who's a part of the academy has allowed us to have so much access to different sectors and be able to provide the learners with a great experience. We're on track to achieve our best results. We're on track to make sure that the Year 13s achieve their ALPS target or just above, so that'd be great. And we've got a motto here of, the minute we get the learners through the door on a football development side and also an academic side, we're working with them from day one on how we get rid of them in the most positive way. Like, we want them to have the best possible exit route. We've got Terry Ann, we've got multiple learners going to university in this country, Terry Ann going to university in America. That's always, we've got Marcos, who is going to be joining VMI, who's one of our partners in America, Nick Regan, which is, that's a monumental step for that partnership. He's going to be going out there to study and play football for 4 years in a lovely part of the country, under the guidance and support of Nick Regan, who's got a massive investment in the club. We've played their team over the last sort of 12 months, and we're looking to venture over there and play them in the not too distant future. So loads of positives, Dan, loads of things that have been going on in the background that have allowed more access to opportunities, and a load of things been maintained that shouldn't be taken for granted. We've got probably across universities in this country alone over the last sort of 5 years, so if they're doing a 4-year undergraduate degree and doing a master's, we've probably got over 200 learners in universities in this country and Great Britain. So that's amazing for us as a club to have an impact on learners and their futures. So yeah, we're really pleased with our education output, and we're only looking to go from strength to strength. We're going to be adding in more learners next year. We're going to be adding in more access to different areas, and it's an exciting time again for the club to keep growing.
Absolutely, we've acknowledged where we are with the BTEC and the A levels, of course, as well, with our partners locally, Ashcombe in Dorking, Donotta in Reigate, and the partnership, and as you said as well there, Jordan, obviously what the future looks like for some of the students going on to the US scholarship arrangements as well. But we've also got our partners at Key Stage 4 level as well, haven't we? Carrington School. Second year we've been working with them. Another year of great progress and more students coming in against that programme next year, yeah.
Yeah, so we're going to be at 50 learners next year at Carrington, which is incredible. Mike Lockhart, Kerry, the head teacher, are massive supporters of the club. We've given them an opportunity that for their learners that is unrivaled in this country. There is, as far as my knowledge goes, that we're the only one of that kind to have a Key Stage 4 football programme where they get full football provision, access to UEFA B licensed coaches, and they have a football development programme alongside their GCSEs, which is brilliant. And it's only this will be its 3rd year of progress, and what George and Ben have done there over the last sort of 18 months has been incredible, and we've got so much access to the school. We're working with their younger teams, the year 7s, 8s, 9s. We're doing after school clubs. So the club's having a big impact in Surrey, in the community in Surrey, and the schooling and education of, if you include that, the BTEC, RGS after school clubs, Ashcombe after school clubs. We're probably impacting on a weekly basis over 500 learners, which is incredible, and that's testimony to all the hard work of all the staff, and we're only going to strength with that. So we're adding in next year a more bespoke 38-week curriculum for our after school clubs, allowing there to be some differentiation through those who use football as a social tool or a tool for fitness and maintaining health and well-being, or those who are looking to kick on and have football as a potential career pathway, and those who are gifted and talented to be able to maybe come into our team. So a lot of work going on in the background to continue the growth and to not stagnate. But it's really exciting, and Carrington plays a huge part in that. I can't thank them enough for all the support they've given us. Their learners have played. We've had 2 of their learners this year be involved in our B team. So at under 16 age group, when they've turned 16 and they're allowed to play in the B team league, they've been given that opportunity straight away. So the pathway is elongated. The pathway is now bigger than ever and more exciting than ever. And we're very grateful for Carrington's support.
No, it really has been a brilliant year of progress in terms of that pathway on the education side of things, as you say, from Key Stage 4 right through to post-16 and beyond that as well. So no, a really fantastic year of progress, and of course look forward to that continuing in the coming months as we gear up towards 25-26. Switching things over to the football side, Jordan, of course the youth section of our football club, we've had it's been a really great year of progress. Obviously Richard Webber came in at the start of the year as head of youth development and overseen transition to a more professional setup, and got across all our teams from under 7s through to under 16s. A year of great progress, and we've got a few of our sides capping off the year in the finals of the Epsom Renewal Cup, under 8 whites, under 11 whites, under 13 reds. So a year of really good progress on the youth side of things.
Yeah, definitely. So the youth section is still in its infancy in terms of when we took it over, 3 years ago, if you include this season. And we year on year have added in more professional aspects. We're changing it slightly from the football for all mentality that it was to having that as well as a professional environment, and trying to cater for the community and the excellence programs that we want to have. There's not too much more to say than watch this space, really. There's going to be exciting announcements from our CEO Jonathan Bynes, our head of football and first team coach on a senior level with Rob Tuvey. They're working tirelessly in the background, along with Richard King, along with Richard Webber, myself playing a part, and all the other members of staff who have had an impact on that, the likes of Dyson, and who have had an impact on that section. Paul Whitlock, youth chairman, Charlotte Gregory, the secretary. There's a lot of work going on in the background that all I can say will be a real positive step for the football club, one that is required and one that everyone will reap the benefits from once it's announced. So watch this space. It shouldn't be too much longer, and then we should look forward to a really exciting 25-26 season with loads of new things going on that I'm obviously holding back saying because I want it to be official before I get too excited.
Yeah, no, really exciting plans lined up for the 25-26 season in terms of what the youth section of the football club looks like. Very much building on a really positive year this past campaign. On the elite side of our youth section, our under-16 girls have had a phenomenal campaign, done a domestic treble, as we're calling it. They've won the league, and they've also won the league and the county cups as well. So Debbie and the whole team there, a fantastic year of achievements for them, and very much building on what they've done in recent seasons as well.
Yeah, Debbie is an outstanding coach, an outstanding figurehead for young women in football, and what she's done with that team from her days with AFC Wimbledon to when she came to us 2-3 years ago has been outstanding, and I think they're unbeaten in a stupid amount of games. and that shouldn't be looked at as anything other than just pure excellence. So yeah, what they've achieved is brilliant. It will live in those young girls' memories for the rest of their lives, and Debbie would have had a massive impact. And we're really excited to get a number of those players into the academy. We've got 6 or 7 of them that will be joining us and looking to be part of the next step of their football career, going full time. So yeah, across both of our youth setups, because we are one club, across both of our youth setups, there's been some tremendous achievements. You mentioned earlier about the 8s, 11s, 13s that are playing in cup finals in the Epsom and Newell division, all on one day. That's going to be great. We're all going to be there for that, to see them play their best football and do it in the Wanderers way. We're going to be looking forward to them growing with the club next year, and the same with the elite. There's a number of good things that are going on, and the youth section at the club is a real pivotal and exciting time. And the work that's been done up till now and by everyone has been brilliant. But we're going to really sort of spearhead that and drive it with Jonathan and Rob now strongly involved on a senior level, and it's going to be very exciting.
We look forward to welcoming a number of the under-16 players from the boys and the girls side into our post-16 academy next year. In terms of how our academy teams have got on over the past campaign, well, it's led, of course, and headed up by our National Academy South side, Bobby Joe Taylor, the lead coach for that team, and they've really built on good progress made last year, and they're on course, looking like a top 4, top 5 finish in their league this year. And that team features a number of key players who've gone on to have senior development this year, the B team as well. But a really good year of progress for the National Academy South team, Jordan, which is our flagship academy side. Yeah,
that's the top of the tree, in terms of the academy. That's where all of our young players from under 7s all the way up should be wanting to achieve in their football career at Dorking Wanderers. They want to be getting into that team. That team has, since we've achieved the National League Academy licence, has only grown strength to strength. We've added in more coaching, more strength and conditioning. We've added in a lot more development to that side. And when players are at the right level and they enter there, they're getting a first team experience. That's what they're getting. They're getting access to Rob, who is an excellent coach, who's doing specific sessions with them on a Friday to sort of bridge that gap between the first team and the top academy team. So yeah, I'm really pleased with Bobby's output and the players. If it wasn't for some fixture congestion with B team games and us having so many good young players that we want to expose to Step 6 and academy football, I think we would be comfortably in the top 2. We've competed with the top sides in that league all season. Most recently beating Maidstone, who are up there. We drew with Eastleigh here, who are top at the moment. And just that consistency has let us down through some fixture congestion, I believe. But the strides have been tremendous, and we're now a force to be reckoned with in that league. And I look forward to what next year brings with the exciting first years we've got coming in, and the first years that will be going into second year, and also those elite development group players that we'll be giving first year pros to and third year opportunities to be able to continue their football development.
And also this year with our post-16 sides, our girls team who compete in the Tactic League W1, having had their first season last year as a team within the academy. Second season this year, they've really built on that, and again, like the National Academy South side, have challenged right at the top end of that division. Ben Dyson and Hannah and Zara, the coaching team there, done a fantastic job. And of course, the team's been spearheaded by Jasmine Smith, who's scoring on track for like a record number of goals, it seems, in both that team and also the women's development team as well. So again, a really great year of progress for the academy girls team.
Yeah, massively. I think they're still in with a chance if fixtures go their way and a couple of results of winning it. I think they're still in with a chance. Yeah. It's very tight at the top there. That would be tremendous in our second season. To even be in the hunt come April is brilliant for them. And as you mentioned, like Jasmine Smith, I think is going to be in a season the record goal scorer for the academy and B team. when you're looking at the women's development team. So the numbers she's racked up is incredible, and she is on track to have a very exciting football career with us, and we're very much focused on helping her development as well as all the girls. Next year we're going to have 30 girls roughly, and that is going to be a tremendous growth for the football club. We're going to be able to have potentially 2 squads, which is, 5 years ago would have been unheard of and very difficult to achieve. So all the work that Dyson, the club, have done to grow the women's pathway is now paying dividends, and we're going to be looking at having a very, very good setup next year that hopefully can rival some of those excellent setups that we see around the likes of Chatham, Bromley, Blenheim. We're looking to get on their level. So, yeah, exciting times for the women's side of the academy, and we're right to highlight Jasmine because she's been tremendous.
Absolutely, and then the development side, the women's B team, essentially their first season just coming to a close, and it's been a really great campaign for them, competing with the likes of Farnham and Leatherhead in that Surrey Premier League. So really great season for them as well. And in terms of elsewhere in the academy, Jordan, in terms of our sides, we have a couple of teams who compete in the National League Alliance, Division D and Division E, and we've got our Tactic League sides who compete on a Wednesday and a Friday. Good progress for those teams as well, particularly in the second half of the season, which has been pleasing to see.
Yeah, it's been a real eye-opening year for us, Dan, with the amount of players we've got, where we need to pitch the level. We went this year with 2 National League Alliance sides because we've got so much respect for that division. We've been a part of that for the last 9 years. I've been a part of that setup for the last 15 years, from being a player into being a manager within it. So what they've put together, the National League and the Alliance divisions, is tremendous, and it is a fantastic division to play in. I think this year the standard has gone up, the level's gone up. We've had a lot of first years competing in those divisions because of the sheer number of first years we've got this year being a lot bigger than the second years. So I feel like we'll be in a better position next year. But the development of those players can't be underestimated. Yes, results are important. They've had some great results. They've had some difficult results. But the growth and the development and the understanding of what it takes to be a full-time footballer, the trials and tribulations of training full-time, going away, long journeys. I know the Whites have had the longest journeys all year. But that's what it takes to be a footballer. So, yeah, we've been really pleased with all the players' application. We've been really pleased with the growth in that team, and we expect next year to have that growth in a more data-driven way, with more points, more positive results, and a more development of them players that will then push into the National League Academies division and into the B team.
And you mentioned the B team there. Of course, our B team continue to compete in the Southern Combination Division 1. Charlie Dunn very much continuing the great progress we've made in recent years with that team. And we're looking to cap off the year with a cup final, which is fantastic. They've got through to the League Cup final. We're taking on Seaford Town. We're still just waiting for the date to come through. But that, in tandem with another strong league campaign, Jordan, marks another fantastic year of progress for our Wanderers B team. Of course, very much between the academy and of course that pathway through to the first team.
Well, the B team has, I think this year developed another level as well, because we've had, it's got to be 7 players that have gone out on loan, over the course of the season. We started the season with the likes of Jay Richardson, Joel Brown, Neo Wooster,
The likes of Ollie Rawlins.
Ollie Rawlins.
Yeah.
Sal Marino was playing for a bit.
Yeah.
There was 5 or 6 players in there that are now playing Step 4 football. They're now out on dual reg, out on loan. Their development is our main focus, and Ollie Rawlins racked up, I think, within 15 games, 25 goals. So he needed a bigger challenge. And what Dunny has done in terms of then integrating the next stage of player. At the minute we've got young Blaze, who's joining the academy next year from our under-16s, scored on Saturday away at Arundel, coming off the bench. So what he's done in terms of a conveyor belt of talent to come through and to maintain a top 5 league position is incredible. Is incredible, and we've really pushed on our development players this year. We've had more players out on loan than ever, more players out on dual reg than ever, and then to still be in the reckoning for a top 5 finish, and with so many 16-year-olds playing, first-year academy students. I think there's been the most debutants in that league for academy students than any other year, and that's testimony to the hard work that Dunny's put in and the commitment that we put to the side. Dunny is the first, apart from when I did it, but he's the first full-time B team manager. So he's involved with the academy day-to-day, teaching, coaching, and also does his B team commitments with that. And that's definitely paid dividends in terms of the access to the players, the depth of knowledge that you can get, and their development, what they need. So, yeah, I think it's been a tremendous year. And next year looks very exciting with these new young players we've got coming in. The likes of Josh Hebert, who is a very exciting talent, been involved with the first team, recently playing against Merstham in the Surrey Senior Cup, was in the squad, in and around the squad for a recent league game. So yeah, we're excited about the future and what these new players and what Dunny can do next year with the B team.
Absolutely, and you touched on it there, Jordan, with that senior development, and in terms of loans, I think it's certainly got to be the most visible and the most progressive year on that side of things, in terms of, as you mentioned, the number of these players going to compete in Step 4, be that in the Isthmian South Central or South East divisions, and on the first team level through the Surrey Senior Cup, here at Meadowbank against Merstham, away at Farnham. A number of the players have had that continued first team experience, or in some cases had their debuts as well. But just another mention of that, Jordan, the likes of Neo Wooster at Lancing. We've got obviously Ollie Rawlins at Staining Town Community. Joel Brown made great progress at Moneyfields. Fantastic to see so many of the lads getting that senior experience.
Yeah, well, we were going to have had, so Jay and Neo are second years, Ollie's second year, so they're 17 turning 18. Some of these boys are going to have played 25, 30 games at Step 4, at that age. So it's only going to aid their development. Ollie's been at Staining for around about 8 weeks now. I think he's played 8 games, scored 3 goals. So that's a good return in a side that would on the face of it are struggling. He's gone in there, been able to rack up a few numbers and help and support them. Jay Richardson's gone in and done the same. Had a period at Bognor, he's at Staining. So we had Jay, who was 17, playing in front of 1,000 people at Dartford, for Bognor Regis. So yeah, we are developing players at a good rate, not at a rate that we're happy with. We want to keep striving for more. We want to keep getting them closer and closer to the first team level. And you're seeing what the first team are doing at the moment, competing at the top end. If we go up, when we go up, however anyone watching this wants to look at it, that gap's going to become even harder. The first team are pushing on to a more full-time and professional model. They're increasing the levels all the time. I see it myself, and we've got to match that. We've got to make sure we stay in touch with that, and this year we've been able to develop at a good rate and get some good development for these players. We've had like Joel Brown, first year pro at the academy, is in the hunt for a playoff place with Moneyfields, and as they've now grown to love him, they call him Mini Esther. He's been doing a tremendous job for them, and it's testimony to what we've built, because that could, 5 years ago, putting a player out on loan at Step 4 would have been, only one level below what the first team was for an academy player, and it would have been unheard of when I first started. So now to have regular players being able to go out and compete at that level and play their part in senior competitions for the first team, it's great strides, but we're still pushing for that first team regular. And with Rob, with Jonathan Bynes, with Mark, we're gonna get there. We're gonna have someone who's gonna break in and be a first team regular in the not too distant future.
Mention as well to Seb Tata Caballero at Red Hill and Liam Trevitt at Hawley Town, 2 players who made fantastic progress in the combined counties this year. You mentioned the first team and breaking through there, Jordan. 2 players I just want to mention who are on first team deals with us here, having come through the academy, but had a season of progress, but also been a bit blighted by injury, which is a shame for them. But they've still had great experience out on loan. Jack Saunders and Hayden Gale. Just to mention for those two, obviously Hayden signed a 2-year deal with us at the start of this year, didn't he?
Yeah, so Hayden was always a little bit more of a longer term project with the 2-year deal. He does have some injury concerns, and we're working with him to diminish them. The physio team are doing a great job. Dylan, Steve Allen doing a great job with him. But he's at South Park now and playing regularly, doing well, helping them survive. They're on a little bit of a revival, and he's going to play his part between now and the end of the year. Jack Saunders is tremendous talent. What he received in terms of recognition for his loan this year at Step 4 with Ashford, what Danny Kedwell, who was an excellent pro himself, said about him publicly in terms of they think he's capable of playing Football League, in terms of the development that he can have. We stand by that, and he's an exciting young player. Very disappointed for him and very gutted for him that he received that injury in the Merstham Surrey Senior Cup
game, wasn't it? Yeah,
which has ruled him out for the rest of this season. He sent me a video today actually of him starting to walk, which is great. So he's on track for a pre-season return. And I'm excited to see what next year has in store for Jack. And he could be, in my opinion, he could definitely be the one that bridges that gap a little bit more towards the first team. He's an exceptional player, exceptional professional, works really hard, is polite, well-mannered, willing to do the hard yards. And all the first team management team have recognised that. And before his injury, he was recalled to be a part of the first team squad. That was what happened. He wasn't recalled for another loan. He was recalled to be a part of the first team squad, be around it, and it was just unfortunate that the injury occurred when it did. But we're not standing still with that. We're excited for what next year has in store for Jack and Hayden, because Hayden is a brilliant athlete, and if he gets his injury sorted and gets his strength and conditioning right, we're going to be looking forward to an exciting player.
No, I really look forward to seeing the progress of all our academy players and their senior development continue through the business end of the season over the next few weeks and into, of course, next season as well. But no, it's been a year of brilliant progress on that side of things. And just to finish off, Jordan, looking ahead to 25-26, which is a bit daunting considering we're in the business end of this season, but 25-26 on the academy side of things, on the education and the football side, really, George, just what it's looking like for next year, plans we've got in place, how it's shaping up next season.
Yeah, well, it's our recruitment's closed, so we've recruited more numbers than ever. We're going to be, as an academy setup, we're going to be at 180 to 200 learners next year. That's going to have its challenges. We're going to have to be more organised. We're going to have to get more staff. We're going to have to be more on it than ever. We're going to have to make sure that we don't stagnate or regress. We want to only progress, and we're going to look to do that. So next year looks like more outcomes, whether that be better results, whether that be more impact in the community, whether that be winning league titles, whether that be more first team players than ever, more players out on loan than ever. We've got our KPIs that we're setting out for next year. All the staff are well tuned in and focused for what next year looks like. Once the season's up, out there today we've got the last tactics games being played. The Academies division and the Alliance Leagues will be done in a couple of weeks. And then it will be close the door on that, review it, look at what went well and even better if, and then put the even better ifs into place. What went well, maintain, and we look forward to an excellent 25-26, I'm sure, with all aspects of the club pushing towards being a professional setup. We are closing the gap and working towards being ready for Cat 3 status, Cat 4 status, as and when that occurs for the football club. And we want to be the best National League academy that we can possibly be. And with the stuff going on with the youth, with the stuff going on here, the growth, the development, the players we're recruiting, then 25-26 looks like it's going to be the most exciting year yet. And I'm pleased to say that every year, because it is the case. We don't stand still when we keep getting better. So if you're interested in getting involved, get in touch, whether that be sponsorship, whether that be you feel you can play your part in helping our young players on their journey, whether that be with just time, support, whatever that may be. Get in touch. We're a community club. We're about impacting people, developing players, and that's a multifaceted approach. It's not just out on the training pitch. So we're always open to suggestions and people wanting to get involved. And just to finish, really, just a big thank you to all of our sponsors and everyone at the club, because these young people wouldn't be as impacted as what they are if it weren't for everyone. And the Steve Tallboys Foundation, Station View Garage, they've been a tremendous support to us, and we're excited to continue them on our journey and look forward to bigger and better things.
Brilliant stuff, Jordan. Thanks for your time as always. We'll catch up again before the season's out, before the end of June. We'll catch up again, of course. But thanks again, Jordan, and catch up soon.
Cheers, Dan.